Hey everyone, welcome back. So here I have my Chinese sleeve arrow. This is a video that I posted a little while ago, and today I have a modified version, completely different. Think of this one here, but on lots and lots of steroids. There we go. Now this is actually a modified version, very slightly modified might I add, of the expandable baton that I showed you last time. That just never gets old. Just look at the size comparison between these two. This is pretty much deadly on its own. It's like one of those Bo-Shurkien ninja spikes that they use as throwing weapons. They're pretty much all sharpened, modified farming tools at the end of the day, but I think this is pretty badass. Let's see what kind of damage this thing can do. So last time I took this thing apart and showed you how it works. It's actually a pretty awesome mechanism. Now that I've realized that this tip can be unscrewed, there's a ton of possibilities to modify and upgrade this. So be sure to leave a comment below and let me know what you think. So last time I showed you these, I failed to mention that the whole reason this thing doesn't fly out in the first place is because there is a taper on the end of the shaft. Now, of course, we want that to happen so this thing can be like a freaking torpedo spike launcher. And so we stuck this into a lathe and removed that end piece, allowing this to flow freely through the barrel, if you want to call it that. Now, the other cool thing is that this can be removed. We used a bolt in order to make this tip, and we also spun it on the lathe. Really cool, and because it's threaded, it gives us a ton of options for making all sorts of modified tips. Maybe like a grappling hook. That would be pretty cool. So you can see the type of bolt that we used. Lots of room right here to spin down and make a nice point. Pretty cool. Really easy to pick up. I think this is a winner. It's also a much stronger type of metal. You can see it says grade 8. I had no idea that was even a thing. So learn something new every day. So you can see that the tip here is a little bit dull. We fired this a few times to test it out, and it's really awesome. It fires about 20 feet easily, and it's kind of dangerous, so I don't really know if I want to even put this on YouTube at this point with all these demonetization videos going around. But it's educational to an extent, and I'm going to show you, if you don't have a lathe at home, how you could create something like this. At least I'm going to try. I'm going to get a power drill, chuck it in there, and then use a file to sharpen that tip. A little bit of makeshift lathe action. Alright. So it's not perfect, but it's definitely an improvement. And for a drill that was turned into a makeshift lathe, not too shabby. And there is a safety, but it's pretty useless because I did have this fire across the room. It flew about 20 feet, ricocheted off the wall, and then almost stabbed someone in the back. Sorry, Dave. I'm pressing this thing down, and it's not firing out. So that's nice, just in case. But of course, it will probably end up stabbing through this thing, and it'll be useless. But that's alright. Now this is pretty cool, but you do lose the main functionality of the baton, except when you flick outwards, this will lock in place, and you have a surprise attack if someone gets too close that will really catch them off guard. Please be careful, this is not a toy. So the nice thing is there is a safety. It's pretty simple. I explained how it works, but basically there's a little block that whenever you slide it back, it will not fire. Slide it forward, and there you go. It's ready and armed. Whoa! That was awesome! Alright, so there you have it. Let me know what you think in a comment below. Like I said, there are a ton of different types of attachments because we have this tip here that can be unscrewed, so a grappling hook launcher would be really cool. I think 20 feet is more than enough distance, more than I can jump, that's for sure, which is probably about a foot. Honestly, this could be a really cool little project, and because this portion here on the back can be unscrewed, we could turn it into like Daredevil's cane or something like that. That would be a long-term project, and right now I'm trying to focus on these Spider-Man web shooters. I'll be posting an update soon. Also, YouTube is starting to crack down on all these different types of weapon videos, which makes me a little bit nervous. So I'm going to try and do some stuff that isn't so pointy and dangerous. So if you have any ideas for other projects that you think would be cool that aren't really weapon related, armor is definitely a plus, shields are awesome. But if there's any other gadgets that you'd like to see, love to hear your comments below. Really helps me out. I want to make you guys and gals happy, and I want you to learn. I want you to think outside the box and be creative. That's really important to me. So thank you so much for watching, and as always, take it easy.
Where is it written that all our dreams must be small?